Hi, everyone, and welcome. Thank you so much for joining us today. I know how busy your calendars are, so I really appreciate you carving out this time. Before we start today's webinar on Chilean Patagonia, I would like to introduce myself and introduce our company. My name is Ana Camerar. I work with Emerging Destinations. We are a boutique sales and marketing representation company in the US and Canada. We represent a wide adventure and diverse portfolio of cool companies in cool places. We have some amazing hotels, lodges, camps, cruises, DMCs, and also a few DMOs in Asia, Africa, Europe, and Central and South America. You can see the company names and their logos on your screen now. In case you have any questions, in case you would like to schedule a one-on-one to dive deeper on any of these destinations or companies, or maybe you have a booking request or need some marketing materials, please feel free to reach out to me after this webinar. You can see my contact information on your screen now. A few housekeeping notes before we start today's webinar. This webinar is being recorded, and by the end of today, we will be sending you a follow-up email which will include this recording as well as some other marketing materials like this presentation, access to the photo gallery, video gallery, and some other resources. So if you need to step away or answer the phone, don't worry. You will get the recording later today, so you will be able to watch it again. Also, this recording will be uploaded on our YouTube channel, Emerging Destinations 156, which I highly encourage you to subscribe to this YouTube channel, as we are uploading on a weekly basis all the different webinars and training sessions that we are conducting with our cool clients in cool places. Last but not least, in case you have any questions about today's presentation, by the end of my presentation, I will open the space for any questions you may have. So please type any questions you have for me or for any of these two hotels that we are presenting today on the control panel on your right. And at the end of the webinar, I will be answering your questions. So today we are talking about one of the most iconic journeys in South America, Chilean Patagonia, from the Strait of Magellan all the way to the Towers of Paine or Torres del Paine. If you got clients dreaming about dramatic landscapes, wildlife, glaciers, horseback riding, this is the destination. And today I'm going to show you exactly how to package and sell it with confidence. We are going to be focusing on two properties that work beautifully together as a single itinerary. La Yegua Loca Boutique Hotel in Punta Arenas and Hotel Las Torres Patagonia inside Torres del Paine National Park. By the end of this session, you will know exactly how these two hotels complement each other, what makes each one special, and how to build a seamless multi-day itinerary your clients will be talking about for years. So let's dive right in. Let's start with the big picture, how this itinerary actually flow geographically. Your clients fly into Punta Arenas, which is the gateway city to Chilean Patagonia. That's where La Yegua Loca is, and it is the perfect place to start because it eases guests into the region with culture, history, and incredible hospitality before they head into the wild. From Punta Arenas, it's about a 3-hour drive, roughly 250 kilometers up to Puerto Natales, the charming little gateway town, and then another 2 hours, about 150 kilometers into Torres del Paine National Park itself, where Hotel Las Torres is located. So really think of it as a two-chapter story. Chapter 1 is culture and connection at La Yegua Loca, and chapter 2 is adventure and nature at Hotel Las Torres. Two very different experiences, but they flow together perfectly as one itinerary. And that's exactly what makes this so easy to sell. All right, let's start with part 1, Punta Arenas and La Yegua Loca. This is where every great Patagonian story should begin, with an authentic personal introduction to the land and the people who call it home. So this is La Yegua Loca, and honestly, it's unlike anything else in Punta Arenas. It sits right at the foot of Cerro de la Cruz, a hill in the city, which means guests get these incredible privileged views over the Strait of Magellan and across to Tierra del Fuego. You are looking out at one of the most historically significant stretches of water in the world, right from the hotel. What really sets this property apart, though, is the personality behind it. There are only 15 rooms, and every single one is themed and personally decorated by the owners themselves. It is their own love letter to Patagonia, its land, and its traditions. So no two rooms feel the same. No two guests have quite the same experience. Think of La Yegua Loca as the perfect first chapter, a boutique hotel and restaurant designed to welcome guests into the spirit of Patagonia before they head deeper into the wilderness. Now let's talk logistics, because I know this is what you and your clients will actually want to know. On property, guests have access to an a la carte restaurant and 24/7 front desk, Wi-Fi throughout the hotel, luggage storage, and even a little pulperia. That is a traditional Patagonian general store where guests can pick up souvenirs. In every room, you will find a hairdryer, central heating, private bathroom, telephone, safe deposit box, and a coffee maker. So even though the hotel has this wonderfully personal boutique feel, guests still get all the comforts they would expect. And if your clients need a little extra, the hotel can arrange transfers and taxis, laundry service, massages, an extra bed or crib, and of course, tour bookings. So really, everything can be handled right there without guests needing to round around town. Now here is where La Yegua Loca really shines, the rooms themselves. There are 15 rooms total, split across three categories: two premium panoramic rooms, seven panoramic rooms, and six city rooms. And remember, every single one is individually themed by the owners. So when you are booking for a client, you are not just picking a room category, you are picking a story. This is a fantastic selling point for repeat travelers to the region too, because even a guest who has stayed before can come back and have an entirely different visual experience depending on which room they are placed in. La Yegua Loca isn't just for individual travelers. It is also a wonderful venue for groups and celebrations, which is worth keeping in mind if you work with incentive groups or destination weddings. They got a pergola that holds up to 30 guests, an indoor hall for up to 50, and a private dining space called the Cocina Magallánica for up to 24 people. But the real show stopper is El Galpón, their event center, which can host up to 190 guests, complete with a whole roasted lamb and a full regional cultural experience. It is a fantastic option if any of your clients are planning something bigger, either a wedding, a corporate retreat, or a big family celebration. And of course, we can't talk about Patagonia without talking about the food. The restaurant at La Yegua Loca takes guests on a real culinary journey through the region. Think fresh Patagonian seafood, slow roasted meats, incredible charcuterie boards, beautifully plated dishes, and desserts that are just as photogenic as they are delicious. This is a property where the dining experience is very much part of the cultural immersion, not just a meal, but another way to connect guests with the traditions of the region. Now, one thing agents sometimes don't realize is just how much there is to do around Punta Arenas. This isn't just a one-night stopover. It is a destination in its own right. And that's why we always recommend 2 to 3 nights here, so guests can actually experience it, not just pass through. For wildlife lovers, this is an incredible base. There is a 90-minute boat crossing out to Isla Magdalena or Magdalena Island, home to around 60,000 breeding pairs of Magellanic penguins between October and March. There is also a half-day trip across the strait to Tierra del Fuego to see king penguins, the world's second largest penguin species. For something a little more adventurous, Cape Froward is a full-day trip to the southernmost point reachable by road on the entire continent, literally where the road just ends. And between November and March, Punta Arenas is actually one of the main departure ports in the world for Antarctica expedition cruises. So for clients who want to add that bucket list extension, this is where it starts. Beyond wildlife, Punta Arenas is rich in history and culture too. And that's a part of what makes it such a natural first chapter for this itinerary. Right from La Yegua Loca, guests can walk up to the Cerro de la Cruz viewpoint. It is just steps away and it is especially beautiful at sunrise or sunset. In town, there is the historic Plaza de Armas and the now Victoria Museum, with full-size replica ships from the age of exploration. About 1 hour south, there is Parque del Estrecho and Fort Bulnes, the site of Chile's first permanent settlement in Patagonia, with a reconstructed fort and gorgeous coastal views. And for guests who really want to go further afield, there is Paliaique National Park, cruising through Cauescar National Park, and whale watching in Francisco Coloni Marine Park. So really, between the wildlife and the history, there is easily 2 to 3 days of meaningful, varied experiences here before guests even get to Torres del Paine. So that is La Yegua Loca, the perfect cultural gateway into the spirit of Patagonia and chapter 1 of this journey. Now, let's head into the wild. Let's talk about Torres del Paine. Part 2 takes up deep into Torres del Paine National Park to Hotel Las Torres, where ranch heritage meets Chile's most celebrated hiking trails. If part 1 was about culture and connection, this is about nature, adventure, and that classic Patagonian landscape your clients have probably seen in photos and always dream of experiencing themselves. Before we talk about the hotel, let's talk about where it actually sits, because Torres del Paine is genuinely one of Chile's most iconic natural landscapes. We are talking about 181,000 hectares of granite towers, turquoise glacial lakes, and sweeping ice fields. It's the kind of scenery that just doesn't translate fully in photos. Clients need to see it in person to really understand the scale. And it's not just about the landscape. This is a genuine wildlife sanctuary too. Pumas, guanacos, Andean condors, they all roam freely across the reserve. So for clients interested in wildlife photography or just a true wilderness experience, this checks every box. Now let's talk about Hotel Las Torres itself. Starting with the story, because I think this is what really differentiates it from other properties in the park. This is a family-owned property with more than 30 years in Chilean tourism. It is actually structured as a natural and cultural reserve, located right in the heart of Torres of Paine National Park. And that's not just branding. The family is genuinely dedicated to conserving the region's nature and culture while promoting sustainable tourism. So when your clients stay here, they are not just staying at a hotel inside a national park. They are staying with a family that has been stewarding this land for decades. So if you are wondering why Hotel Las Torres should be your go-to recommendation in the park, it really comes down to three things. First, location. This is a natural and cultural reserve located right in the heart of Torres del Paine National Park. So guests aren't commuting long distances to reach the park highlights. They are already there. Second, flexibility. This is an all-inclusive property. Meals, drinks, airport transfers, and guided excursions are all included, and there's no minimum stay and no fixed start dates. That kind of flexibility makes it incredibly easy for you to build custom itineraries around your clients' schedules. And third, the authenticity. This is a genuine family tradition from Patagonia, and that authenticity comes through in everything: the excursions, the food, the way guests are welcome. It's not a manufactured experience, it is a real one. Let's talk about logistics again for a moment, because this is really the heart of why these two properties work so well together as a single itinerary. Hotel Las Torres sits within Torres del Paine National Park, and it is easily reached from both Puerto Natales and Punta Arenas, which means it's the natural continuation of the journey that begins at La Yegua Loca. There is no complicated routing here, no awkward connections. It is a straightforward, scenic drive that becomes part of the experience itself. So when you are building this itinerary for a client, you are not stitching together two unrelated hotels. You are offering one continuous, well-paced journey from the Strait of Magellan to Towers of Paine. Now let's step inside Hotel Las Torres itself. The property was recently renovated, and it beautifully blends traditional Patagonian ranch architecture with modern comfort. So guests get that authentic ranch feel without sacrificing any of the amenities they could expect. And the seating is just spectacular. The hotel sits right against the Almirante Nieto Massif, with direct access to Chile's most celebrated hiking trails. Guests can literally step out the door and start their adventure. Here is a look at the rooms and common areas. You can see that same blend of rustic, ranch-inspired design with warm, comfortable interiors. It is the kind of a space where guests can come back after a full day on the trails and really relax, cozy but never fussy. Dining at Hotel Las Torres is very much farm to table. A lot of the ingredients actually come from the property's own biointensive garden. So guests are eating vegetables and herbs that were grown just a step from the dining room. And after a long day of hiking or horseback riding, there is the Pionero Bar, serving sustainable cocktails, a great way for guests to unwind and swap stories about their day on the trails. Now let's get to what really makes Hotel Las Torres the ideal base for exploring the park, the sheer range of excursions. We are talking more than 20 excursions covering mountains, glaciers, lakes, and rivers. There are 150 horses available for guided horseback riding, which is honestly one of the most memorable ways to experience Patagonia. And there are 5 distinct trail sectors across the reserve, all led by expert local guides who know this land inside and out. Whatever kind of traveler your client is, a serious trekker, a casual walker, a horseback riding enthusiast, or someone who just wants a scenic half day outing, there is a way to experience the park that fits them. Let's get specific, starting with the half-day options. These run around 3 to 4 hours and they are included in every all-inclusive stay. In fact, guests can often combine 2 of these in a single day. There is the Blue Lagoon Tour, a van and trek combination that takes in the Paine Waterfall, Laguna Azul or Blue Lagoon, and sweeping views of Las Torres from the Pampas. There is the Los Cuernos Lookout, another van and trek option with views of Salto Grande waterfall and a panorama of Los Cuernos and Paine Grande. For clients who love horses, there is the Ascencio Valley ride, about 2.5 hours along the colonist historic trails with glorious views of the Las Torres Massif. And there is also the Baquiano cultural experience. Guest, saddle a horse, and share mate, our typical hot tea, with Patagonian cowboys, learning their traditions firsthand. That one is a real favorite for clients looking for something a little more cultural alongside the adventure. And then for the more adventure clients, there are the full day excursions, 6 hours or more, and again, all included in the all-inclusive stay. The must do here is the Las Torres Base Viewpoint hike, about 8 hours, either on foot or half on foot and half horseback, ending at the base of those iconic granite towers under Glacial Lagoon. This is the hike people picture when they think of Torres del Paine, and it's generally one of the great hikes in the world. There is also the Cuernos Trail sector, a 6 to 8 hour lakeside trail beneath the granite peaks along the lake northern halls. For clients wanting to go even deeper, the Frances Valley excursion or the French Valley excursion, up to 12 hours, take guests into the famous W circuit with hanging glaciers and 360-degree view of the Paine Massif. So for clients who really want to earn that view, these full day options deliver in a big way. And of course, after all that hiking and riding, guests need a place to recover. And Hotel Las Torres has that covered too, with massage treatments and a sauna right on property. It is a nice reminder that this is very much a balanced experience, adventure by day, comfort and recovery in the evening. One more thing worth highlighting to your clients, Hotel Las Torres takes sustainability seriously. As a family-owned Patagonian reserve, they invest directly in conservation from biointensive gardening to trail stewardship. So every stay actually contributes to protecting the very landscape guests come here to explore, which is a meaningful story to share with clients who care about responsible travel. So let's bring all together. Chapter 1 is Punta Arenas, cultural immersion, incredible Patagonian gastronomy, and boutique comfort at La Yegua Loca Hotel. Chapter 2 is Torres del Paine, mountains, glaciers, horseback riding, and adventure at Hotel Las Torres. Two very different experiences, but they flow together into one complete, unforgettable Chilean Patagonian itinerary. And now you have everything you need to pack it and sell it with confidence. So let's build your Chilean Patagonia itinerary together. Two properties, one journey. Two properties, one unforgettable destination. I really hope you will consider these two hotels the next time a client asks you about Patagonia. Thank you so much for joining us today, and now I will open it for any questions you may have. All right. Thank you for being there, and I hope you enjoyed this presentation and it sparked some interest for you and your clients looking for something really untouched with a lot of adventure and nature itself. So I will take the first questions now. Remember that you can type your questions on the control panel on your right. And I will be checking the control panel um, to answer any questions, any doubts you may have. Okay. And while I give you uh, time to type your question, I remind everyone here connected today that later today I will be sending you a follow-up email which will include this webinar recording as well as the presentation and some other marketing materials from both hotels, Hotel Las Torres Patagonia and La Yegua Loca, such as videos and photos. So you can use them either on your website if you want to run a promotion or include in your own newsletter, so you can use those materials. So the first question I have here on the control panel: what is the altitude in Torres del Paine? And actually this is a great question because sometimes when we are speaking of landscapes like this one, people think or connect that with Machu Picchu in Peru. And this is very important to mention. Your clients don't need to any kind of acclimatation here. Torres del Paine National Park is above 53 meters over sea level, so no acclimatation is needed. Okay, so this is really very, very important when planning a trip into Chilean Patagonia, that they are almost on sea level, so no acclimatation is needed. Then we have another question here on the control panel. Does any of these hotel have availability for festive season? The answer is yes. In case you're working on any, I would say, last minute request for this, either Christmas or New Year's Eve, please let us know. As both hotels have availability. Actually, La Yegua Loca Boutique Hotel doesn't have availability on the night of December 31st. So it has availability either prior or after New Year's Eve. But if you have someone interested maybe in spend Christmas in Punta Arenas, La Yegua Loca have availability, and Hotel Las Torres has availability for both festivities, Christmas and New Year. So you can still offer any of these two amazing Patagonian hotels for clients interested in spending festive season in Patagonia. In addition to that, Hotel Las Torres Patagonia in Torres del Paine National Park is running a special offer for any new bookings staying in October. they are offering the fourth night free of charge. So I will make sure to include that special promotion on the follow-up email, so you can take advantage of that and offer that for your clients in case you have someone traveling to Patagonia in October. They will get the fourth night free of charge. Okay, so is La Yegua Loca Hotel an all-inclusive property? No. La Yegua Loca works on a bed and breakfast rate, so all the rates that we will be sharing or sending you at La Yegua Loca Hotel in Punta Arenas includes the breakfast, and then the other meals like lunch and dinner can be arranged either at the hotel or in other restaurants in the area, but it's not all inclusive. However, if you need to convert that in an all inclusive property, of course, we can send you like a meal plan or rates for lunch and dinner, and you can add that to the bed and breakfast rate that they usually offer. Hotel Las Torres Patagonia, because it's a remote location, I mean, it's located in the heart of the Towers of Paine National Park, that is an all-inclusive property. So in that case, Hotel Las Torres in the all-inclusive program include transfers in and out from Punta Arenas and Puerto Natales airports, as well as from El Calafate in Argentina, in case you have someone doing Torres del Paine with El Calafate. We include the pickup from El Calafate downtown, not the airport. So that is included, as well as the meals, beverages, English-speaking guide in the more than 20 half-day and full-day tours that your clients will have included at Hotel Las Torres. So we don't have any other questions so far here in the control panel. In case something come up to your mind, you can always send me an email at ana@emergingdestinations.com, and you will find also all my contact information, including my WhatsApp number and my US phone number on the signature on the follow-up email that I will be sending to you later today. So you can always reach out to me. And you have here on the screen as well the contact information, website, Instagram account in case you want to follow them, and also an email address from both Hotel La Yegua Loca and Hotel Las Torres Patagonia. So I hope you enjoy this webinar, this presentation, and remember that besides the possibility of building an itinerary featuring both properties, La Yegua Loca and Hotel Las Torres Patagonia, and mixing a cultural experience in Punta Arenas plus something a bit more focusing wildlife and nature in Torres del Paine, that is also an amazing option, any of the two hotels or the two together, in case you want to add a pre or post to people doing an Antarctica cruise, for example. Or if you want to offer like a contrast of Chile, if you have people doing maybe the Atacama Desert in the north, which is the driest place in the world, maybe you can add pre or post Atacama, Patagonia, so they see the contrast in terms of landscapes and wildlife and weather conditions. So this is all for today. Thank you once again for being there, and please remember to check either your inbox or spam folder, as you will get a follow-up email with this presentation and the webinar recording, plus some marketing materials later today. Thank you and have a great afternoon. Bye.